Alright guys, you know what? Let's forget the intros. Look at this guy on screen. Just look at him. He looks weird because he has a pinhead. His neck is pretty long and his head's pretty small, but his body isn't normal either. It's like a crustacean. It's like a lobster if you ask me. A very evil looking lobster. But this guy is the epitome of badassery so far in season 2. This man soloed Meliodas at his strongest form. Mind you, King wasn't there, or Ban or Galand, but he did beat Meliodas, Diane, and Merlin. Now, you know what? I'm just gonna say it right now. I could have seen it coming for various reasons. One is shown and saying we expect this to happen, and two, like once you saw them being revived and you saw the visions that Elizabeth was getting and Meliodas' reaction to what was happening, like you could have expected that they were in for a tough fight. In fact, from the very first video I did on episodes 1 and 2, I was like, you know what? The commandments are stronger than the sins, at least for now. I think something is gonna happen that's gonna give the sins, a power boost of some sort. Because remember guys, the commandments are stronger than they are now, because your overall power level, Detour, their overall power level is just a combination of your physical strength, your spirit, and your magic. They have 0 magic right now. And Galand is at what, 26,000? Good lord. So if you add magic to that, even if his magic is like 1, then he's gonna be way more powerful than that. So we can see where Galand is in a different tier of his own. Like guys, there's so many things happening right now in this series that I'm just gonna break them down from the least interesting to the most. So the least interesting is Ban leaving, and I'll tell you why Ban leaving is the least interesting. He has to return. Ban has to return to the Sins. So even if he leaves for a while, it will just be to give the Sins a disadvantage in at least number and strength for the time being. But he will return by the end of the series, and I have no doubts about it that he's going to be involved in a battle against the... Wait, is he? He might not be. But he's going to return. Now, we never had Escanor for Season 1, so might be Escanor turns up for Season 2, and we have Escanor in place of Ban, but that's just how I look at it. Now, the next thing that's not very interesting is King. Well, King is interesting, come to think about it. If King returning to the Sins, he's going to see them wrecked. He's going to see them wrecked, and he's going to be, he's going to want to help them. And they must know by now that the commandments have been revived, given that they saw the Albion in the Fairy King Forest. So, we have those two guys over there. Then we get to Gil Thunder, Hauser, and... I don't remember the big guy's name. Guys, I never remember these 3 guys' name at the same time. The last time I forgot Hauser's name. But we have Greymore. Greymore. So Gil Thunder, Greymore, and Hauser, GGH. Those guys just defeated a demon apparently. Good for them. Now they're up against a white demon and Zaratras. Man, I love that name. That's not the name he goes by very often. But I do like the name Zaratras, so I've been sticking to Zaratras for a while. So Zaratras is going to be teaming up with them. And guys, my opinion on that is that his sins have not been forgiven. Like, come on guys, screw Zaratras. If it wasn't for him, this whole conundrum would not have happened, because he was the one that was using the demon blood and stuff like that. So Zaratras, your hand is not clean. You are still to be executed, in my opinion. And you helping to quell whatever anger is out there or solve the problem, it doesn't fix it. You're not off the hook. Your hands are not clean. You're still guilty. You're still a criminal. You're still supposed to be killed. That's my judgment. Because if he wasn't the one who went from season 1 to all these things, we wouldn't have this problem right now. Although we wouldn't have the 7 Deadly Sins series continuing if it wasn't for him. So half and half. So Zaratras returning is also very interesting. I'm also very interested to see them fight the White Demon. I hope they fight them in the next episode. I think they will. The next things are pretty much like for themselves. So we did see where Meliodas got his head chopped off. We saw Diane got slashed in half, and we saw Merlin turn to stone. And we know they're not dead. Well, they're dead. They're dead. They should be dead. They're dead. They're seriously injured. They're dead. But they're gonna be coming back to life pretty soon. The fact that we saw Gotha at the end of this episode, like, come on, Gotha. I could have seen Gotha returning because the moment they turned him to a doll, and I could see the pink aura in Diane's, or the pink magic in Diane's eyes, I was like, well, he's coming back. So I knew Gotha was gonna come back. I think their revival will have a lot to do with Gotha. Not that him being there would have stopped Galand. Would not stop Galand from raping them the way he did. Like, we're gonna get to him in a while, guys. We're gonna get to that fight soon. So I think Ghosta will be important for bringing them back to life. Maybe he's gonna reverse, or maybe King is gonna show up and he's gonna reverse the whole petrification of Merlin. So turn to stone means petrify. So petrification of Merlin, Merlin turn into stone. Maybe he's gonna reverse that, and Gotha along with Merlin is going to bring Meliodas and Diane back. Now, I must admit that I think that Elizabeth has a lot to do with the healing as well. Given what we saw from season 1 at the end, I think her tears are magic. So I think Elizabeth has something to do with them coming back as well. I also am pretty interested because we do realize that she never got hurt, especially because of the cube that she was placed in because of Merlin. So her health is pretty much tantamount to them coming back. We know that much, as well as Gota's. Another thing that we should look at is that the sun. I'm sorry to say, guys, but I've been spoiled. Like, no one literally told me that he's coming, but Scanner is coming back, guys. Like, I know he's coming. He's gonna be there. He's gonna be fighting the commandments, and he's gonna be badass. A friend of mine commented that, you know what, all hail the sun on my last review, and it's right here on screen, guys. And another friend, well, not someone I really know, but someone also commented on another video that someone else did, that those guys who watch anime only are going to learn how to praise the sun. So I know that Escarner is coming back. I know that Escarner is going to be back to fight the commandments. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know when or how, but I know it's coming back. And that's all I really need to know. That pretty much confirms it. People yapping their mouth. I'm pretty intuitive, guys. You know, I'm pretty intuitive. You give me a series, I get hooked on it. I can tell you how it's going to end most of the time. Like 90% of the times I'm correct. So yeah, I'm pretty good at this stuff. Another thing that we should look at is that going forward into the next 2 or 3 episodes, we have to see a few things. First off, we're looking at the citizens, the villagers having their magic sucked out. We have to see how magic influences their physical state. Because the commandments have no magic, they're still there, very mobile, but when the citizens or the villagers lost their magic, they were like in a state of genjutsu. Like, they weren't moving, they weren't responsive, but they weren't dead. So I think magic has a lot more to it than what we actually know. Maybe your physical presence is comprised of your spirit, your magic, and your physical feat. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Maybe, maybe not, but that's just my speculation for now, given that the commandments are perfect as they are. Another thing that we should look at is, good lord, look at that fight between Galand and Meliodas, Diane. Well, Merlin never fought. She was just like a support character. A 4,000 combat level support character. Can you believe that? She's stronger than Meliodas in his normal form, and she's a freaking support character. Anyway, I could see Diane getting knocked out when she tried to swat Galand with the arm, and I'll tell you why. Galand's combat ability, combat level is at 26,000. We know that much. And the next thing that we need to look at is that even though his combat level is at 26,000, it's split between 2 variables, his spirit and his physical strength. Diane overall is at 3,150, I guess, or somewhere like that. It's not over 3,300. So no, even if all her ability was in physical strength alone, the fact that he's at 26,000 means that her hammer would not have done a thing to him. Now, we can argue that, you know, with her sacred treasure, she's a bit stronger. But when Meliodas got his lost vein, he only got up to like, what, 4,000, 5,000? It wasn't nothing special. So I could have seen, I never knew he was going to just kick it back into her face. I never saw that coming, but I knew he was going to do something pretty damn epic. So I never saw her winning. I must admit that I never knew that Meliodas going into that form that he did would not have made a difference. Like, it was like, come on, you've gotten soft over the years. And I think he's right. I think that Meliodas isn't as intimidating, not because of his appearance, but whenever he's fighting, he's not that dominant force whenever he's fighting against somebody competent. And that's just my opinion. I'm still young, I'm still new to the series, but that's just how I see it. So definitely liking Galand, definitely liking the commandments. I'm quite interested to see what happens next. I do think we're gonna see a bit of Zaratras. And we're gonna see the revival of Meliodas and Merlin. Maybe they'll take an episode to give us to bring them back, build a bit of tension or something. But we're gonna look forward to that happening. Also gonna look forward to Galand reporting to the commandments that, you know what? They're all a bunch of pussies, so nobody can stop us. If he goes back to the commandments and said, I'm going to laugh. I am going to laugh. So I don't think that as they are right now, they are going to be worried, but something is going to happen when they return. Like some limiter is going to be removed, they're going to get some power, something is going to happen. That's going to give the Saints at least a bit of a chance versus the commandments. So we are pretty much getting into the meat of things. And the thing I like most about this series, guys, is the pacing. The pacing is just so sexy. Like, we don't waste time on needless scenes. Like, every scene has a point. And I think that the scene where King invites Ban to return to the scene, I think it's foreshadowing that he really is going to leave, at least for a while. But I know why he's doing what he's doing. I appreciate it, I respect it. And if he's got to go do what he's got to do, then by all means. I mean, he just put his life on the line, though he wouldn't be killed, to save the entire world. Give him some time, give him some space to go get his woman back, And Elaine is coming back, guys. I'm pretty sure Elaine is coming back. And I've been thinking this since I watched the episode 4, that perhaps the key to bringing Elaine back, that Ban is searching for, has a lot to do with the commandments. So maybe Ban is going to go after the commandments just for that alone. So we don't know. At least I'm an anime only watcher for now, so I don't know. I don't want to be spoiled, so please don't spoil me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked the review. If you did, let me know in the comment sections down below. Let's get talking about the commandments, the sins. It's all going so great. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Come on, just look at that smile. I mean, his head is pretty weird. I could see him with a mohawk. Like, seriously. So thank you guys for watching. See you soon.